Hi, I'm Scott Titsworth, Dean of the Scripps College of Communication here at Ohio University. It's my honor to welcome you to the college, and more specifically to Gateway Day. I'd like to share with you a brief overview of Scripps and tell you about what I think makes it such a special and distinctive place to learn and study. You might know that there are 5 schools in the Scripps College of Communication: the E.W. Scripps School of Journalism, the School of Media Arts and Studies, the School of Visual Communication, or what we usually just call VisCom, and the School of Communication Studies, where I started as a professor almost 20 years ago. Finally, the J. Warren McClure School of Emerging Communication Technologies. The McClure School is the home of the Game Research and Immersive Design Lab, or what we call the GRID Lab, where we study and produce really cool augmented and virtual reality applications and technologies. All of these schools and their programs have something in common, and as you enjoy the program today, I'm going to ask you to notice how often that comes up. It's the concept of connection. See, from the very first day on our campus, our students are connected with skills and ideas and people and opportunities. Next up, you will have a conversation with Paula Linscott, a staff member in the Dean's office, and Ethan Sands, who's a current student. Then we'll hear from a few other current students. I'm sure they'll all tell you about how passionately Scripps students connect with the materials they study, no matter what major they're in. We love that, and we encourage it by giving you access to resources like studio space, equipment, and hands-on opportunities from your very first day on campus. I'm sure they'll also talk about the people that they've connected with, whether it be a faculty member, fellow students, or Scripps alumni who have come back to mentor them or connect them with an internship or other professional pathway, sometimes even a job. Finally, you'll hear a lot about connections our students feel with what we call experiential learning opportunities. Those might be classes that take them to Disney World for a week, or programs that take them to DC or Los Angeles for a semester. We also count internships as experiential learning, and our students have done some incredible things all over the world. The bottom line is you will get a chance to apply what you do in class in the real world, and that connection is vital. So pay attention, because we really can't wait to connect you with everything that Scripps has to offer. Enjoy the program today. Thank you for being here.
Hi everybody, I'm Ethan Sands. I'm a current senior at the E.W. Scripps School of Journalism, studying journalism in the News and Information Department. I'm the current multimedia director at the Post, and I'm looking forward to talking to you about everything that we have going on today. And I'm going to introduce Paula.
Hi, I'm Paula Linscott, currently the Senior Partnerships Manager with the Scripps College of Communication. I have worked in various roles in student support over the last 6+ years in this college, and helping students to kind of explore their interests and find different programs and opportunities on campus that connect them with those academic interests is one of my absolute favorite things to do. I work with prospective students and also with current students, and I'm just really excited to be able to tell you about what we have here in Scripps that makes us so special.
So Paula, Dean Titsworth talked about different experiences that students have on campus. Can you explain some of those for us?
Sure. So I think that one of the things that make us so special is that our faculty are really connected to our students. So it's not just about being in a class with a professor. You're going to have experiences and opportunities with them outside of class. So some examples. I know that Dr. Hendrickson and the School of Journalism was completely transformative in the life of one of our students by connecting her with a very exclusive internship program that allowed her to get an internship with O Magazine, and eventually led to her getting a job with O immediately following her graduation. And that's something that wouldn't have happened if Dr. Hendrickson hadn't, called on her own professional network to try and get, some of our really incredible students those opportunities. I know that the GRID Lab, which is the Game Research and Immersive Design Lab, has done some really incredible things for the community, for the state. They do some grant work, $1 million grants. And whenever they do filming, they always have students come in and provide, the majority of the support outside of the direction. And in that capacity, students get to learn and be on set. They get to work with the new technology of virtual reality and augmented reality and how that works specifically in a healthcare setting. And so working with the community, working with doctors, working with faculty in the med school, working with faculty from all over the campus to do script writing, to do on-set filming. It's really incredible the opportunities that these students get with this technology that really isn't available at other colleges and universities. So there are a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities. It just is, it's different in every single school. But I think that what the key is that we have faculty that want to know our students on a personal level and kind of get to know what their goals are and see what their professional networks can do for them to grow and really be exceptional candidates as they move out into their own careers.
It's been really evident to see how great the faculty is with opening up to students about how good they can be with their network and how important it is to get themselves out into the real world. I had an experience with Dr. Stewart, the former director of the E.W. Scripps School of Journalism, where we worked with the 90-minute series with the Associated Press sports editors. And after that, we got to talk about different experiences that had of faculty members and the stories that we had with the people who we invited onto campus to tell their stories. And it's just the different experiences and different people that you get to see throughout that time. It's really eye-opening to see the different paths that everybody took after they left Ohio University.
Yeah, the 90-minute series is really incredible because I think Soledad O'Brien might have come in on that. We've had a number of journalists and individuals that are working towards social change that have come in to talk to our students about what they have done, what their careers have been like since leaving Ohio. And I think that some of these larger presence in the field, they want to come back to their alma mater. They want to come back here and to talk about what they've done because this was such a transformational experience for them. And the students, they get to moderate these 90-minute sessions with these famous people who've been out in the world of journalism and making real change in the world and bringing information to people. And I just think that the hands-on practical experiences that students get through working directly with faculty is really exceptional here in our college.
I can agree because I was actually one of the people that was able to moderate the panel for Branson Wright and the story of the blur in Cleveland, Ohio, and how important that fact is for different people. It's really interesting to see how many different stories got to be told and how many different people had different skills with moderating and how people went about it in different ways. But Ohio University opened up doors for everybody to have their own opportunity and their own chance to show what they want to do.
So yeah, that really brings me to another example of how working with faculty has been really incredible with these unique opportunities. In the School of Visual Communication, there's an international conference that one of our faculty members helped found and is really connected with. And so every year we have a small group of visual communication students who are able to travel to Europe, to Italy or to Spain to participate in this international conference with students and faculty and staff from institutions all over the world, but also with professionals in the field. And so that's something that is just extraordinary and has been really life-changing for any of our students that have gotten to take part in that opportunity.
So Paula, how do you get involved with these experiences and these opportunities, but you also use everything that you learned in the classroom to utilize these experiences?
Right. So one of the things that I think is important for students to understand is that all learning does not occur in the classroom. When you come to OU, from the very first moment you step on our campus, whether it's when you are visiting and exploring whether this is the right college for you, you need to start making connections. You need to understand that your network is what's going to help you have a step above somebody else in your same field. So how students, get connected is, number one, anytime that a faculty or staff member says, come talk to me, come to my office hours, let's go have coffee, you take them up on it. You have to recognize that people here really do want to help you. They really do want to invest in you. And anything that you are willing to invest in yourself, they're going to be right along with you. So go to faculty's office hours. Go and talk with them about their research interests. Each of our faculty has a specialty, and many of them organize experiential learning opportunities. For instance, Andy Walla, she is faculty in the School of Media Arts and Studies. And Ethan, I don't know if you know this, but she developed a course, a service learning course that's connected to our community right here, where students go out and they work with clients. So different organizations within this Athens County community, and the students develop media plans, they develop content, they go and work with each individual client to figure out what their unique media needs are, and then help create their media plan, help create either a video to kind of document and show a story about what their organization is doing, and our students get to do that. So they're making connections in the community, they're making connections with this faculty member who may or may not be able to give them the reference they need later to get the job of their dreams.
There's so many different places that we go just to explore and get our networking up. I've had experiences with Dean Titsworth where we've actually gone to Cincinnati and Cleveland just to get our eyes open on different places and different opportunities for people to go and see where they might want to end up after Ohio University. But it's really interesting that you say that there's a whole, there's things around this university that not every student gets to experience, but there's something for everybody.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, you've gone with our dean. Dean Titsworth is really an incredible dean. He is so accessible, and he loves spending time with students. He teaches a class for first-year students, and he likes to take students when we go out and meet with alumni. He likes to help connect our students to alumni. And like I said, whatever you're willing to put in, the faculty and staff and Scripps, we're gonna put that in too. You invest in yourself, we're gonna invest in you. And so, you wanna be one of those students who just comes to college and gets a degree, that's fine, that's your plan, but we wanna help you see what you can do. We wanna connect you with every single opportunity that ties into one of your areas of interest. And you just need to ask.
One of my favorite things that I've gotten to experience as a student here is if you have an idea, if you have something you want to do, there will be always somebody there that is willing to help you through it and help you make your idea come to life. So don't hesitate. If you have something you want to do, go ahead and do it. So Paula, we mentioned getting in touch with alumni and fellow students who have graduated from Ohio University. How important is that for different people?
Well, I think that it can be transformational, life-changing. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you have to do to have a successful career, but if you have the opportunity to connect with a leader in your field or someone that's been doing the same type of work you want to be doing, that's exceptional. It's like a leap above, learning from the people that have been doing the work that you're interested in is really helpful for making sure you're in the right field, in the right area of study. And we can connect students who are interested in forming that connection whenever that comes into play for them. So you've had some connections, right?
I really have. So I actually met a VisCom student. I met a VisCom student who's graduated from Ohio University and now works for the LA Times as a graphic designer for them, Micah Flewellen. I actually met him through the Scripps in DC program where I got to go to DC and intern for a whole semester. But Michael is one of those people that I can look up to and that I was in school with that actually gave me something to look forward to after I would graduate. So having him as a resource and having him as somebody who I can look up to and talk to on a regular basis, it just shows how great the connection is of students and faculty and also people who have graduated from Ohio University.
Yeah, usually when I think about alumni, I'm typically thinking about those who have been out in the field for some time. But you're right. Being able to connect with an upperclassman when you're here and then continue, with that development of a relationship as you go on and graduate and start in your career, that's also really powerful because you have somewhat of a shared experience by being here on campus and knowing the same people and the same faculty, but then you get to kind of learn from them as they grow. And he's an exceptional student. He's doing incredible things. He got an internship with the LA Times right out of his undergraduate career, and then shortly thereafter they hired him full-time, and he has this incredible infographic spread on the front page of the sports section of their digital presence. It's just it's so inspiring, and you know him.
The Bobcat family as a whole is really, really special because you always have somebody that's going to be there for you and somebody you can reach out to. And it doesn't have to be faculty or staff. It can be somebody who is a year or two above you. It doesn't always have to be somebody who is a higher class than you. But having somebody there, it really appreciates and shows how true the Bobcat family is as a whole. I think we'll get to see how collaborations with different students affects how they work together and how the different colleges can commerce and work together as one in different opportunities with different experiences. So Paula, you said that you worked in student support. How does that really work?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Student support in the way that I participated is I was an academic advisor, a professional advisor. So students are going to have faculty advisors that help them with their major curriculum and their career goals and that sort of thing. But they also have access to a professional advisor in the Harris Student Support Center, the Leon Harris Student Support Center, one of our fantastic alums that wanted to give back. In the Harris Student Support Center, the professional advisors are going to be able to help students understand kind of a top-down look at their experience at OU. So they'll talk with students about all of their interests and try to connect them with minors and different curricular programs that will help build those skills and that knowledge, but also experiential learning. So either on-campus opportunities for learning and growth and skill development, or study away programs where they can get hands-on experience, whether it's a semester in DC or our semester in LA or the master class that we have with our music production program. You actually worked for WOUB, the Center for Public Media, and that's one of the different connections that we can help you make. We can connect you with Mike Rodriguez, who helps our students find opportunities to learn and grow there. So can you tell us a little bit about your experience with WOUB?
WOUB is somewhere where people who are just getting started in the journalism industry can come in with open arms and understand and learn from people who have been doing it just a little bit longer than they have. There's organizations like the Gridiron Glory Show, the Hardwood Heroes Show, that it's led by students. It's all student ran. So when you're working with the professionals, they're overseeing the product. They're not helping you create it. So by having your hands on in the situation, you get to learn and work at real time, and you get real world experience. So it's something like being able to start your own business, but you're producing your own show. It gives you time to create something that nobody else has ever created, because with every episode and every show, there's something new and something different that you get to see.
So did you get to work on like all sides of production while working with WOUB?
So I'm glad you asked. I actually did get to work with different portions of each show. For Gridiron Glory, I was strictly a sports reporter and got to go out and cover different counties and different teams.
Ethan, speaking of sports journalism, I think that you've been keeping a secret. Do you care to share?
Well, I wouldn't consider it a secret, but I have been included in the Sports Journalism Institute, which I was one of 16 students selected from across the country. And I was able to go through a virtual boot camp. Usually it would have been Arizona State, but sadly due to the pandemic, had to be virtual. But it also allowed me the opportunity to go and work for the Tallahassee Democrat. I also did that remotely, but I got to cover over 36 stories and do a lot of different content just for them. So speaking of getting your feet wet as soon as you walk onto OU's campus, the Post is a great opportunity to do that, and I'm currently the multimedia director of the Post. When you want to write about opinion, news, culture, sports, everybody has an opportunity at the Post, and there's different places that you can do that. But the Post is an award-winning newspaper on campus, and the Post is one of the best opportunities to get your career started on the right path.
So it's not just about the classes, it's about the memories. So your faculty are going to help you figure out who you are. They're going to create these memories that last forever. And it really, it's not just the classes, it's not just the organizations, it's the connection that you're making with all of the people on this campus and the people that have graduated. And I just think that it's a really special thing about Ohio.
We don't call it the Bobcat family for nothing. Everybody who's here, it's not about the opportunities and experiences that you create while you're here, but it's what opened up the doors that happens when you graduate. And the people that you created those memories with, they'll come back into your life and ask you how you're doing and just check in on a general basis. But without those connections that you make here, those friendships and those bonds can't be created.
Yeah, and I can speak from a staff perspective. I have very close relationships with so many of the students that I've worked with over the years. Just yesterday, I got a call for a reference, and I didn't know it was coming. And I knew from the organization that was calling me, who it was for, and it was such an exciting experience to get to talk about this incredible young woman, because I haven't had a chance to talk with her in a couple of years, so that was really wonderful. So yeah, we have a ton of programs that can take students off campus and kind of immerse them in other worlds.
Actually, one of the trips that I wish I could have gone on was to the Cayman Islands. Well, Paula, it's been very fun and a lot of good information to give out, but I think we got to turn it over to some of our newer students who are going to give you guys some advice about the time that they've had at OU and the things that they've had to experience and have gotten the experiences of at Ohio University. Thank you for joining us. It's been Ethan Sands. Thank you.
Thanks so much. So hi, my name is Emily Gayton, and a funny story actually about kind of my relationship with Ethan. I was in a class in Schoonover, and he was speaking to it about the Scripps in DC program. And my friend on my left looked at me and said, we should do that. And after hearing about what Ethan said and everything I've heard around Schoonover, I decided that was definitely for me. So thanks, Ethan, for that. I'll always remember that. The thing that really brought me to this school is how good the journalism program is and how connected we are to each other and other organizations on campus. For example, I'm a part of Bobcathon this year, which is a 12-hour dance marathon for the Ronald McDonald House of Central Ohio. And one of the best things about that is so much of it is run by journalists and journalism students and BizCom kids, and it just keeps us really connected and helps us serve the greater good, which is ultimately what I want to do after graduation. I'm focused on nonprofit communications, so I want to end up back in DC after my experience with the Scripps in DC program and help underserved communities, whether that's for racial equity, the global water crisis, or women's rights. My advice to you, all of you wonderful incoming students, would be to get involved and get connected with students in the school or just people you meet at the library or your learning communities. Every person has a story, and you have no idea where that story could take you or how it's going to link you to who you want to be.
Hi there, future Bobcats. I'm Jake Hare. I am a junior here at Ohio University. I'm supposed to be graduating in 2022. I'm currently dual majoring in marketing and integrated media with a certificate in international business. Now, one of the biggest things here at the media school, in Scripps College of Communication in general, what they're going to be able to offer you that really no other college in Ohio at least is going to be able to offer you are the resources that you're going to be able to get here. For example, I work at the Grid Lab. I'm a video production assistant, and you will not find a mocap room or virtual reality environment that can be matched anywhere else in Ohio. The equipment that you can play with, the computers, the technology, the hardware, it's unmatched. And it's honestly something that I've had a lot of fun playing around with. On top of that, I think the other thing that I love the most about this college that I didn't see looking elsewhere was the study abroad programs. The LA program especially, that is something that everyone should look into when they're seriously making a decision about what college they're looking for, especially when it comes to a communications major or journalism, media, music production, etc. The best thing you can do for yourself in a creative major is put yourself into an environment where the industry is thriving. So get in touch with Roger Cooper or any of the other professors and ask them about it and inquire, because that's going to be a big opportunity for you as you navigate your way through college. The other study abroad program that I had the pleasure of being a part of was the Spain Screenwriting and Documentary Storytelling Study Abroad program. And this is an extremely incredible opportunity. You either can go to Spain or Ireland and write your own documentary and record audio bites to whatever kind of concept or story you want to tell in the culture or region that you'll be going to. It was an amazing opportunity, and if you're looking for any cross-cultural global experience, I think that's something everyone should be looking into. I think college, especially when it comes to communications, obviously collaboration is key. And so what better way to meet people who are into the same interests and ideas that you have than a college campus? Everyone's around the same age, similar demographics, and you can get together and make things and turn your ideas into a reality. And so we have a video equipment room here, and you can rent out cameras, audio equipment, lighting equipment, and you can go out and you can make those things, and you can make your films, you can make your videos. If you want to make music, you can do that too. We have a music recording studio over here in Schoonover. Here you're surrounded by other talented people, other like-minded individuals, forward thinkers, and hardworking individuals. And just making those friendships, making those connections, and making the most of it, coming to Ohio University and being in the Scripps College of Communication, that's something that you will be guaranteed to experience. You're growing, you're learning, and that's what this is for. This is a learning environment. So ask questions, have fun, and enjoy the ride. Thank you.